Okay, this is our 5.9. We're going to translate those trig function notes. Okay, we're going to take what we did yesterday and we're going to move things a little bit more. So what you're going to see today is you're going to have that A and that B, but now I have that H and that K. And you should remember what this H and K mean. So it could be plus or minus on both of these. Okay, you should remember what that H and K mean. So given the functions on left, H represents what we call a phase shift. So that's a left or right, a horizontal shift. And K represents a vertical shift, either up or down, which you guys should remember from before. Now, when we move things, our starting point does not end up being in the same place. So anytime you have a phase shift, your starting point is going to be affected. So we're going to find the same things. We're going to find my amplitude. I'm going to find my period. I'm going to find my quad. Then I'm going to find my phase shift. And I'm going to find a vertical shift. That's the order I usually do things. So amplitude with this one would be 3/2. Period. Remember, sine is 2 pi over b. B in this case is 1, so that's 2 pi. Quad, period, divided by 4, so pi over 2. Now, phase shift. Do I have anything added or subtracted in with the x? I do not. Boom, boom. But I have a vertical shift. I'm going to shift up 3. Now, one thing that you could do, and you'll see me do sometimes, is I will make a new baseline. Okay, I shifted my entire graph up 3, so 0 is no longer here. It is now my new baseline. Also, my sine graph, my cheat is 0 max, 0 min, and 0. No phase shift, so that means I'm going to still start at 0. Okay, and what am I going to add every time? Remember, you add your quad. So pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and then 2 pi. 1, 2, 3. Mark that as pi. And mark that as 2 pi. So my amplitude is 3/2. My period is 2 pi, and I have a vertical shift of up 3. Okay, so 0, 0 is no longer here. Remember, you shifted up 3, so 0, 0 is here. Boom. Now I'm going to go pi over 2. My max, I'm going to come up here in the middle, sorry. At pi, I'm back down to my baseline. At 3 pi over 2, I go down my amplitude, and 2 pi come back up. So there is that first graph. Second one is tangent. My amplitude is 1. My period is pi over b, so in this case it's pi. My quad is pi over 4. Phase shift. Now it's positive pi over 2, so it means it's going to go left pi over 2. And I do not have a vertical shift. Okay, now what you need to find is where to start your graph. Okay, so here's how we usually do it. We usually start at my undefined, and my undefined is at negative pi over 2. So what you're going to do here is you're going to do x plus pi over 2 equals negative pi over 2, because that's where you start. I'm going to subtract pi over 2 from both sides. So I'm going to start at negative pi. Okay? Start at negative pi. So negative pi, 0, and then there's pi. Okay? So tangent, undefined, negative a, 0, a, and undefined. This time I'm going to start at negative pi. I'm going to start at negative pi. And what am I going to add each time? My quad. So negative 3 pi over 4, negative pi over 2, negative pi over 4, and 0. So undefined. Negative 3 pi over 4 is negative a, so down at 0 and up. There is my graph. Okay. cosine, 4 cosine 2/3 x minus pi plus 1. So my amplitude is 4. My period is 2 pi divided by 2/3. So 6 pi over 2, 3 pi. So it means my quad is 3 pi over 4. Phase shift. Do I have a phase shift? Negative pi, so it means I'm going to go right pi. And then vertical shift, I'm going to go up 1. Now, since you start on 0 on your cosines, you don't have to find where you're going to start here. Okay? So you're just going to phase shift. Your phase shift is to the right pi. I'm going to go up 1. My period is 3 pi, and my amplitude is 4. So I'm going to go boom, 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 boom. Okay? I'm going to go pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, and then that's going to end at 4 pi. Now, a phase shift of right pi means I'm now, if I need my cheat, so max, 0, min, 0, max. So if I have a phase shift of pi, that means that's where I start now. I'm going to start at pi, and I'm going to add my quad. So this is 7 pi over 4, minus 3 pi over 4, 10 pi over 4, which is 5 pi over 2, 13 pi over 4, and 16 pi over 4, which is 4 pi. Okay, so I start at pi, and I'm adding 3 pi over 4. So if this is whole pi, so each of these is pi over 4. So start here. Pi is my maximum, so I'm going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, up 4. Then 1, 2, 3, I'm at my 0. 1, 2, 3, I'm down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, I'm back at 0. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm back at my maximum. Okay. All right, so tangent, this is when I've got to find all my stuff. So my amplitude is 1. My period is pi over 2, because my b is 2. Which means my quad is pi over 8. I have a phase shift of left pi over 4. And a vertical shift of down 3. Okay, so my period is pi over 2, and my amplitude is 1 again. Okay, so undefined, negative a, 0, a, undefined. So I'm going to have 2 times point x plus pi over 4 equals negative pi over 2. Don't worry about that negative 3 when you're figuring all this out. Divide everything by 2, so x plus pi over 4 equals negative pi over 2. Oh, sorry, pi over 4. I apologize, I can't do math. And then subtract pi over 4. So I'm going to still start at negative pi over 2.